Good morning. Welcome to Tufts University. Before we begin, I would like to remind you that the commencement ceremony by tradition is divided into two parts. Following Phase I, individual schools and departments will convene at various locations for the respective ceremonies. For the School of Arts and Sciences and the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, please refer to the program booklet for the department ceremonies beginning at 11:30 and the lunch that will either precede or follow each ceremony. The School of Engineering will convene at this location at 11:30. The School of Dental Medicine will continue on the Carmichael Quadrangle. The Fletcher School will continue at Fletcher Field. The School of Medicine and the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences will be held at the Ganscher Family Sports and Convocation Center at 11:30. The School of Medicine graduate program ceremony will continue at Carmichael Quad at 4 o'clock. The Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine will reconvene this afternoon at 3 o'clock in the Grafton campus, and the Gerald J. and Dorothy R. Friedman School of Nutrition Science and Policy will continue at Cohen Auditorium at 11:30. And finally, I ask that you remember to silence your cell phones at this time. Thank you. And now the procession for the 168th commencement at Tufts University will begin. Please welcome the class of 2024. Family, friends, and guests, the class of 2024. We now welcome the commencement presenter, Abidun Williams, who will lead the faculty of the School of Arts and Sciences and the School of Engineering, the Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine, the School of Medicine, the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, the Gerald J. and Dorothy R. Friedman School of Nutrition, Science, and Policy, the School of Dental Medicine, and the faculty of the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy.
welcome the members of the faculty and administration who are retiring this year and have been granted emeritus status. We will now welcome the members of the 50th reunion classes, the class of 1974. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President Sunil Kumar, the honorary degree recipients, the members of the Board of Trustees, and members of the Tufts University administration. The 160th commencement of Tufts University will be in order. The audience will please rise for the national anthem sung by Aliza Kibble of the class of 2024. And please remain standing for the invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The invocation will now be offered by University Chaplain, the Reverend Elise Nelson Winger.
As we join together today, we recognize that the land on which the Tufts community has lived and learned for over 170 years is on the traditional, unceded lands of the Massachusetts tribe. We acknowledge with gratitude that the Massachusetts tribe and the Aquinnah and Mashpee Wampanoag peoples still steward this beautiful land. We acknowledge in sorrow the countless injustices yet to be repaired. We acknowledge in solidarity that they live today by their own strength and traditions. Friends, with joy, I greet you atop this storied hill, bedecked with tall trees, the dawn redwood, elm, and yellow poplar, each a living and breathing witness to generations of Tufts graduates gathered here on Commencement Day. Poet Mary Oliver writes that when she is among the trees, they, quote, call out, "Stay a while." The light flows from their branches, and they call again. It's simple, they say, and you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light, and to shine. Be filled with light and shine, Tufts University, class of 2024. For this morning, we are celebrating the scientists, scholars, diplomats, and doctors, artists, activists, and leaders you have become. Be filled with light and shine with the ideas that have inspired you, the questions that have challenged you, and the callings that now claim you. For your wisdom and knowledge, no matter your discipline or degree, are for the healing of the world, for the liberation of all peoples, and the flourishing of all living things. So, like these grand trees among us, deeply rooted and interconnected, go easy too. Surround yourself with people who love and encourage you. Take time for practices of mind, body, and spirit that sustain you, and know that you never go it alone. Be filled with light and shine, class of 2024, You have come into the world to do all this.
Please be seated. The President of Tufts University, Sunil Kumar.
Family and friends, faculty and staff, returning alumni, distinguished guests, and of course, our most special attendees of today, the graduates of class of 2024, welcome. Welcome to the 168th commencement ceremonies of Tufts University in the 172nd year of our illustrious institution. Thank you all for traveling from near and far, and I'm so pleased to welcome you all to the Hill to recognize the achievements of these outstanding graduates. Let's give them a round of applause, which they richly deserve. And of course, as our graduates would readily attest, today would not have been possible without the devotion and sacrifices of their family and friends and the dedication and excellence of the university's faculty, deans, coaches, advisors, counselors, and of course, staff members. Thank you for all you did to make this day possible for our graduates. Thank you. Once again, welcome. I hope everyone enjoys themselves on this most beautiful campus today on what should be the most joyous day of the year.
Thank you, Mr. President. President Kumar will now confer the honorary degrees as voted by the Board of Trustees.
Before I announce our honorary degree recipients today, I would like to take a moment to recognize a special guest who is with us today, with whom this particular class of graduates identifies with closely. He admirably led the institution for 12 years and ensured that Tufts remained strong and vibrant as a university. Most notably, he was responsible for steering the institution safely and responsibly through COVID-19, designing the safety and testing models for Massachusetts higher education community as a whole. He ensured that the university supported our local neighborhoods and school systems right here in Medford and Somerville throughout the pandemic by lending his expertise. He's a world-renowned geneticist who now holds Tufts' highest faculty appointment as a university professor, and so we are so glad he has chosen to remain on the faculty. Won't you please welcome the 13th president of Tufts University, President Emeritus Tony Monaco. Thank you, Tony, for all you have done for Tufts, and especially for the students who are our graduates today to ensure that they had the option to be here on campus in the fall of 2020, and for continuously ensuring their health and safety. Graduates and guests, the tradition of granting honorary degrees has a long and distinguished history at Tufts. We awarded our first honorary degree in 1858, 1 year after the first commencement. We confer honorary degrees to recognize the recipients for their extraordinary talents and contributions. At the same time, we hope they will be a source of inspiration for today's graduates and everyone in Tufts community. Each of our honorary degree recipient has led an exemplary life. Each has achieved at the highest levels of his or her profession. Each has found multiple opportunities to contribute positively to society. Each has led a meaningful life in the best tradition. We are honored by their presence with us today.
The Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Peter Dolan, and Trustee Escort David Chang will please escort Catherine Bostick to the center of the stage. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Catherine Bostick to receive from your hand the degree of Doctor of Music, honoris causa.
Catherine Bostick, award-winning composer, vocalist, and pianist. You're an accomplished alumna of Tufts University whose highly acclaimed work on Broadway and across multiple media platforms, together with your exceptional symphonic performances, have received rave reviews. In 2016, you became the first African-American female score composer in the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Your scores and songs can be heard in the Emmy-nominated Amy Tan Unintended Memoir and Toni Morrison, The Pieces I Am. For the Morrison documentary, your closing title song, High Above Water, was shortlisted for an Oscar in 2020. Your work has been performed by orchestras around the world. Your music has appeared on Broadway, including your collaboration with August Wilson on Gem of the Ocean and on Bengal Tiger for the Baghdad Zoo, featuring the late Robin Williams. In addition to the Toni Morrison documentary, your collaboration with the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra includes The Great Migration, a symphony in celebration of August Wilson, and As I Please, inspired by the oral history projects with African-American women from Pittsburgh's Hill District and curated with the participation of talents from the local community. You have recorded and performed with numerous illustrious artists and toured extensively to perform at festivals and venues worldwide. You have earned commissions from the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures, the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra, and Bangor Symphony Orchestra, among others. The Chicago Sinfonietta chose you as their first artist in residence during the 2023 season. Tufts is proud to honor you as an alumna of great distinction and award you the degree of music honoris causa.
Trustee Janice Moriarty will please escort Kathleen O'Loughlin to the center of the stage.
Kathleen M. O'Loughlin, pioneering dental executive, devoted teacher, and dedicated alumna. You're a native of Medford, Massachusetts, and a 1981 summa cum laude graduate of the Tufts University School of Dental Medicine, continuing a family tradition after your father, who himself was a 1947 graduate of the school. You were the dental school's first female class president and valedictorian. Later, you served as the first female executive director of the American Dental Association, the nation's leading advocate for dental health. Your tenure at the ADA was nothing short of trailblazing, and you oversaw the staffing of 4 national commissions and launched 2 subsidiaries, while also navigating the dental profession through the COVID-19 pandemic, among other noteworthy accomplishments. You also held transformative leadership positions as the CEO of Delta Dental of Massachusetts and the Chief Dental Officer for United Health Group. In addition to your service as a groundbreaking executive, you maintained a private dental practice for more than 20 years, practicing out of your home while also raising a family. With degrees in nursing and public health, you served as assistant clinical professor at the dental school and held visiting professorships at the schools of dental medicine at Columbia University and the University of Illinois. You shared your expertise and wisdom through your service on numerous boards, including serving on the Tufts University Board of Trustees from 2006 to 2016, and were named trustee emerita following the completion of your term. Tufts is proud to honor you and award you the degree of Doctor of Public Service, honoris causa.
Trustee Andre Baines will please escort Jeremy Ruskin to the center of the stage. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Jeremy Ruskin to receive from your hand the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Jeremy Neil Ruskin, healthcare innovator, groundbreaking clinician, devoted physician. You are the preeminent global expert in clinical cardiac electrophysiology and cardiac arrhythmias. After graduating from Tufts University and Harvard Medical School, you joined Mass General Hospital and founded the MGH Cardiac Arrhythmia Service and Clinical Electrophysiology Laboratory, one of the first such subspecialty services in the United States. Since its founding in 1978, the service has been a leader in cutting-edge clinical care and research on the mechanisms and therapies of cardiac arrhythmias. At the same time, you also founded a training program for future leaders through the MGF Fellowship Training Program in Cardiac Arrhythmias. Over your 40 years as the program's director, you have successfully trained and mentored more than 150 clinical and research fellows in the discipline, most of whom now hold senior leadership positions at academic medical centers around the world and are saving countless lives through the advances you forged and the instruction you provided. You have remained a prolific medical researcher through your 5-decade career and are the author of more than 500 scientific publications. Your life's work has been deservedly recognized numerous times, and you are the recipient of the William Silen Lifetime Achievement in Mentoring Award from the Harvard Medical School. In recognition of your pioneering contributions, the Jeremy Ruskin MD and Dan Stark's Endowed Chair in Cardiology was established at MGH in 2017. Tufts is proud to honor you and award you the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Trustee Lisbeth Tarlow will please escort Fiona Hill to the center of the stage. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Fiona Hill to receive from your hand the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Fiona Hill, author, scholar, foreign intelligence advisor, and public servant with the highest ethical values. Over a long and illustrious career, you have made significant contributions to our understanding of strategic issues, energy, and regional conflicts related to Russia, the Caucasus, and Central Asia. You currently serve as a senior fellow at the Brookings Institution and hold the prominent position of chancellor at Durham University in the United Kingdom. Between 1991 and 1999, you held several positions directing technical assistance and research projects at the Harvard Kennedy School. Between 2006 and 2009, you served on the US National Intelligence Council as an officer for Russia and Eurasia, and then from 2017 to 19, served as senior director for European and Russian affairs on the council. You are the author of several highly acclaimed books, and in 2023 served as the Richard von Weizsäcker Fellow at the Robert Bosch Academy in Berlin, where you researched the link between deindustrialization and political populism in formerly heavily industrialized regions of Germany as a follow-up to your most recent book. You're a proud graduate of Harvard. Well, nobody's perfect. And the University of St. Andrews. You were awarded the insignia of Knight First Class of the Order of the Lion in Finland in December 2022, and were made a companion of the Order of St. Michael and St. George in the 2024 New Year United Kingdom Honors List by King Charles III. Tufts is proud to honor you as the commencement speaker for the class of 2024 and award you the degree of the Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very sorry about the rain. Our wonderful other honorary, Catherine Bostick, tried to make it go away yesterday by singing Blue Skies. We were actually thinking that maybe she just sang Raindrops Are Falling on Your Head so that the weather would have been contrarian. So I'm sure blue skies will come, but probably after all of you are completely soaked. So anyway, my apologies. But life happens. As you see, I had a little bit of an accident, so hopefully don't slip when you get out of here. Anyway, congratulations, class of 2024. It's such an honor and a privilege to be with you and the Tufts community. Thanks so much to President Sunil Kumar and all the faculty and staff and everyone else for inviting me and also honoring me with a degree from this wonderful institution. And thanks to all of you for listening as I share what I hope will be a few thoughts that will help frame your way as you move to the next phases in your careers. As it's 2024, I want to emphasize 4 themes. First of all, the significance of this year. 2024, as I think we're all aware, is a pivotal and historic year globally and domestically. Here in 2024, we have 3 sets of interconnected conflicts where the US is a protagonist, and we have a 4th contested area here at home where we are the protagonists, and we have to decide how we reconcile our differences to move forward together. First of all, on the international stage, we have a European land war in Ukraine, and obviously we have the war in the Middle East between Israel and Hamas, which we're all feeling very much the presence of right now. And we have an anticipated clash, sadly, in the Indo-Pacific between the United States and China. But as you're all well aware of these issues, I don't really need to elaborate on them any further, and their stakes after your time here at Tufts and today, this is the geopolitical frame in which all of you are going to re-enter the world. The global order is in flux, the balances of power are shifting, and you're going to have to pay very close attention to how things unfold because you're going to get called into action in various ways. Here on the domestic front, the fundamentals of our national power have been shaken by dramatic economic, technological, demographic, and climate changes, for good and for bad. The world is moving and changing rapidly, often too rapidly for most people to keep up with. And the rise of populist politics and the so-called culture wars are products of this rapid change. But they're also rooted in the past, in the post-industrial economic disruptions of the 1980s, which all of you would have felt directly here in Medford and Boston had you studied at Tufts in that period. I discussed these disruptions in my recent 2021 book, There's Nothing for You Here, drawing on my own personal experience of these dislocations when I was growing up in northeast England, when the coal mines and all of the industry disappeared. And I saw the same developments when I came here to the United States and to the northeast of the US in 1989, and also in Russia. Unfortunately, over the past half-century, we've failed how to figure out how to deal with the consequences of these earlier economic and technological changes on specific regions. The greater Boston area has actually bounced back, in part because of Tufts and all of the other universities here that have invested in transformative education and created new technology and innovation hubs. But other parts of the United States have sadly fallen behind. And you see the consequences of the diverging incomes, life expectancy, life outcomes, including educational attainment in specific places and also in our domestic politics. A not insignificant swathe of our population feels left behind, economically, and also left out of mainstream politics. And they're willing to shake things up by supporting anti-establishment movements and even authoritarian politicians. Now, in fact, our domestic and our international crises mirror each other. We've lost trust and confidence in domestic and international institutions simultaneously. So right now, everyone seems to be searching for a strong man or something to save the day with quick fixes for what, frankly, are long-term and intractable problems. So this year, 2024, is the critical year for addressing these crises by making choices. We have elections not just in the United States, but in 64 countries across the globe. Half of humanity is going to the polls this year, from the European Union to the UK to India and Indonesia. That's 4 billion people, which is a humbling and almost unimaginable number. The population of the world is 8 billion right now, and we in the United States represent just 4% of that number. But our weight in the international stage means that our elections are going to shape the future for years to come for everyone else as well. So that means exercising our choice is especially consequential, and we have to be good global citizens. So that brings me to Tufts, because here at Tufts, being an engaged civic citizen is a central theme of the curriculum that you've all just gone through. The concept of public service is deeply embedded in everything you do and in this institution. And being engaged means not just voting. It means actively participating in the life of society, as many are right now. And many of you here today are international students, and I'm sure that you're thinking about what impact you can bring to your home countries as well, not just to here in the United States. Back in 2017, I made a very difficult personal decision to enter public service after the 2016 presidential election. This is after Russia attempted to interfere in our electoral process. My education and previous government experience that Sunil outlined there put me in a position to do something. I've always maintained a broad perspective. I've worked with people with diverse views, but I knew obviously that the Trump administration was going to be particularly challenging, and I sought advice. Some people told me not to do it, but others stressed the importance of principled pragmatism in public service and knowing what lines not to cross. My best advice came from a former boss, Martin Indyk, who happened to actually be one of the Middle East peace negotiators in his time. And he told me only to do it, only to enter the administration, if I could be part of the solution. And if it looked like I was going to become part of the problem, then I should leave. So figuring out how to be part of the solution and not part of the problem is something that you learn here at Tufts to take away with you and thinking about that. So my second theme is education, because frankly, education is a gift. But the future of higher education in the United States is now at stake. The current upheaval on college campuses over issues of war and peace, social change, and free speech is colliding with election year politics. And amid all of this, we have to remember that education is our collective investment in understanding the world and also securing the future for ourselves and for everyone else. Education is the great social and economic equalizer if everyone has access. It lowers the barriers to opportunity, and it offers everyone the chance to develop knowledge and learn skills to transform themselves and their communities. It helps us to adapt to new demands and challenges. A college education in particular drives social mobility and life outcomes. We're all privileged to graduate from college, and with this privilege comes responsibility. What you all do now with your degree is key, not just for you, but for everyone else in the future. You have to figure out how to be part of the solution and continue to learn and discover. Now, obviously, the past looms large when you finish up something momentous and you contemplate the future. And 4 years is a cycle in educational as well as political life. 4 years ago, when you all started here at Tufts, it was 2020. We just heard about your previous president, Tony, and the challenges that he had to go through, but you all made it. You made it through the first global pandemic in 100 years. You made it through a national lockdown and the upheaval of a presidential election where many of you might have voted for the first time. And you've had a wild ride ever since. My equivalent year was, sad to say, 40 years ago, in 1984, when I went to St Andrews University in Scotland. Internationally, we just had a war scare with the Soviet Union, which is why I decided to study Russian after completing the horrors of nuclear Armageddon, which we're kind of doing again today as well. And at home, we had the British miners' strike. There was anger and violence in the streets of northeast England. My father had been a coal miner. He had no formal education beyond the equivalent of 8th grade, and he went down the mines aged 14. When the mines closed, he had 4 changes of job, but no training, no qualifications, no education for a new career path. So he wanted me to have the education that he never had. I'm the first in 4 generations in his family not to work in a coal mine, so it worked out for me pretty well. And I'm a first-generation college student, of which obviously I'm very proud. Now, 1984, the year that I went to university, also casts a very long shadow because of George Orwell and his book. That was the year that we were supposed to be swept into the clutches of the authoritarian surveillance state. But this Orwellian moment seems to have caught up with us now, 40 years later, in 2024. Big Brother is watching us with CCTV, although I'm very glad for the teleprompter, just to be clear, and facial recognition, and manipulating us with artificial intelligence and deep fakes. We're awash in a sea of disinformation, and here education is once again our life preserver, because it arms us with knowledge, it empowers and prepares us to push back against falsehoods. So given the importance of education for all of us individually and for society at this pivotal moment, I would just like to make a little plea. Please think what you can do as you establish your careers after going out of here to expand education in all forms to all the other people that you meet. Because other people need a chance to move ahead as well, not just fall behind, because that does have consequences. And I spent my COVID lockdown thinking about all of this and writing a book reflecting on education and its impact. And I made my own decision to do more. I just last year became the Chancellor of Durham University back home in the northeast of England. I was elected to the Harvard Board of Overseers, and I'm using the royalties from the book to try to help fund educational opportunities for other people. So my third theme, and don't worry, I should be very finished quite soon, is the importance of friends. Because the friends I made at university transformed my life. I married one, who's sitting in the front row. Another became my book agent. And on that note, I want to mention one Tufts graduate, a singer also like Catherine Bostick, but this one is Tracy Chapman. Because Tracy Chapman, honestly for me, epitomizes the transformational power of this university and the importance of friends. So when I came to Boston at the end of the 1980s, everybody was talking about Tracy Chapman. She'd bust in Harvard Square and on the Red Line. I didn't see her there, but I saw her in concert. But the story was completely inspirational. And Tracy Chapman got her opportunities through Tufts friends and networks. And she's my connection to you. She's the connection from the 1980s to the 2020s. And to play on her lyrics, Tracy Chapman went somewhere. And then she came back. At the 2024 Grammys, thanks to Luke Combs having Fast Car in his personal life soundtrack. Her career arc is a testament to Tufts, to the importance of always emphasizing quality and impact over quantity and ubiquity. And remember, Tracy Chapman began her career here. She epitomizes the Tufts school and student spirit and the strength of its social relationships. Because Tufts people define collegial. I have so many friends and colleagues from Tufts. I can see actually some of them here and here. They make good bosses and teammates. The head of the program that I work with at Brookings, Suzanne Maloney, is a Tufts graduate from the Fletcher School. So I have a Tufts community, and you have a Tufts community. And you also have a very high kindness quotient here. It's tough out there, and being kind is important. Maintaining that tough spirit will get you places that being mean will not. So I want to conclude with my fourth theme today, the power of foes. I know it's a bit cheesy, but the power of foes. And as you graduate and you leave here today, I want you to take 4 things with you. First, where I started, the intention to register to vote, wherever you end up. Vote is a 4-letter word, and I think it's a word we can all endorse. Second, the importance of education and remembering the power of 4 Ls, listening to different perspectives, learning from others, leveraging your experience and leaning into action wherever and however you can. And third, your friends. Right now, you've got the chance to make some new ones. So look around you at the 4 people on either side of you, and behind and up front. Shake their hands, say hi. If you don't know them already, new friends. And this is your Tufts network. Take them with you when you leave. And fourth, favorite things from Tufts. What 4 things will help you best remember your time here? You can figure out your choices over dinner tonight with your family and friends, or over lunch, or with the 4 people you've just met. And then one final piece of advice on the theme of 4s. What I've learned in life is you always need a 4-number or 4-letter pin. And graduate begins with G, which happens to be 4 on the pin pad and has 4 letters. So there are lots of possibilities with number 4, and may the 4s be with you. Enjoy yourselves today, be kind, don't trip, and congratulations Tufts class of 2024. Well done. Woo!
Thank you, Dr. Hill, for being with us this morning. Thank you for your thoughtful words and advice. And I will find 4 people to shake hands with. With that,
we will now recognize a school dean who is leaving the university and has been granted Dean Emeritus status as prescribed by the Board of Trustees.
Good afternoon. My name is Caroline Jenko, and I'm the provost at Tufts University. Today, we honor Dean James M. Glazer, who is departing the university after a decade serving as the Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences. Dean Glazer has spent his entire academic career, 33 years at Tufts. Since being Dean in 2014, he has led the school through many milestones and challenges, including playing an instrumental role when Tufts assumed leadership of the School of the Museum of Fine Arts. And importantly, for this class, in guiding the school's faculty and staff during the COVID-19 pandemic. In his 10 years as dean, and not counting what he's going to do for the class of 2024, he has overseen the graduation of 10,964 bachelor's degrees, 3,142 master's degrees, 569 doctorate degrees, and 608 certificate degrees. The grand total degrees awarded since his tenure as dean is 15,283. Dean Glazer is also an accomplished political scientist, an author, and a dedicated educator who has continued to teach throughout his time as dean. I have had the privilege of working very closely with Jim, and I have witnessed firsthand his tireless dedication to enhancing the student experience for all of you, further inclusive excellence, and pursuing creative solutions to the complex challenges of higher education and the world. Today, we confer upon Dean Glazer the status of Dean Emeritus as a thank you for his 33 years of service to the university and his incredible leadership of the School of Arts and Sciences over the last decade. It is my honor and privilege to present Dean Glazer with the Dean Emeritus certificate. Will Jim please come forward?
Provost Caroline Jenko will now recognize the members of the faculty who are retiring this year and have been granted emeritus status.
This year, 22 members of our faculty from 6 of our schools have been granted emeritus status in recognition of their loyal and devoted service to the university. I ask that they rise when I call their name and remain standing until all the names have been announced. For the School of Arts and Sciences, Maria Concepcion Lagunas Davis, Anna Hardman, Danielle Richards, Jack Ridge, and Michael Ullman. For the School of Engineering, Norman Ramsey. For the School of Medicine, Peter Broder, John Casselot, Barry Famberg, who unfortunately is a faculty member whom we just lost recently, Nicholas Medeus, Stephen Pope Neighbor, Norhanja Panjawan, Elias Richel, Stanley Sagovu, David Schultz, David Sneidman, David Roger Stone, and Robert Wilson. From the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy, Anomar Bidai, I knew I'd hear that from them, Leila Foez. From the Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine, Angelina Warner. And from the School of Dental Medicine, Joanne Maria Falzone. These members of the faculty will receive certificates testifying to this honor at their school's respective ceremonies immediately following this all-university convocation. Please let's have applause for all of these faculty. As you heard, Tufts University has a very deep commitment to active citizenship. The Honest Civics Society provides an opportunity to celebrate and reflect upon active citizenship and education through many different pathways that students will travel to develop their civic selves. I now call upon Dana L. Cunningham, the Dean of the Jonathan M. Tisch College of Civic Life, to recognize the inductees.
It is my great honor and privilege to recognize the 164 members of the Honest Civicus Honor Society.
We shall now bestow the degrees earned in course by students of the respective schools of the university, as recommended by the Provost, Caroline Jenko, to the Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Peter Dolan.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, and members of the Board of Trustees, in the name of the faculties of the university and by their authority, I declare that the candidates of the several divisions have now been found worthy of recommendation for degrees. I now deliver into your hands, Mr. Chairman, the roll on which are recorded the official recommendations of the faculties for these degrees. Peter.
Degree candidates, when instructed by your dean, please rise and be recognized. For the faculty of the School of Arts and Sciences, Dean James M. Glazer.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, and trustees of Tufts University, on behalf of the faculties of the School of Arts and Sciences and the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, I have the honor to present to you the 1,612 candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the several degrees. For the Doctor of Philosophy, 36 candidates. For the Doctor of Occupational Therapy, 29 candidates. For the degree of Educational Specialist, 17 candidates. And for the second degree in Arts and Sciences, Arts, Science, Arts and Teaching, Fine Arts, and Public Policy, 282 candidates. For the first degree in Arts, Science, and Fine Arts, 1,248 candidates. Will the candidates please rise and be recognized? Will the candidates please be seated?
Keon Bom Lee, Dean of the School of Engineering.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, and trustees of Tufts University, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Engineering, I have the honor to present to you the 685 candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the several degrees. For the Doctor of Philosophy, 41 candidates. For the second degree in Engineering, Science and Engineering and Management, Science and Innovation and Management, and Science, 325 candidates. For the first degree in Engineering, 319 candidates. Will the candidates please rise and be recognized? Will the candidates please be seated?
Presenting the candidates for the School of Medicine, Dean Helen Boucher.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, and trustees of Tufts University, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Medicine, I have the honor to present to you the 531 candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for several degrees. For the degree of Doctor of Medicine, 187 candidates, including one candidate for the combined degree Doctor of Medicine and Master of Arts in International Relations. 11 candidates for the combined degree of Doctor of Medicine and Master of Business Administration. 20 candidates for the combined degree Doctor of Medicine and Master of Public Health. And 5 candidates for the combined degree Doctor of Medicine and Doctor of Philosophy. In addition, I have the honor to present to you 133 candidates for the Master of Sciences degree in Biomedical Sciences, Health Informatics, and Analytics and Medical Science, 128 degrees for the degree of Master of Public Health, 81 candidates for the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy, and 2 candidates for the degree Doctor of Public Health. Will the candidates please stand and be recognized? Will the candidates please be seated?
For the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, Dean ad interim Michael T. Chin.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, and trustees of Tufts University, on behalf of the faculty of the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, I have the honor to present to you the 38 candidates who have fulfilled the requirement for the several degrees. 26 candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, including 5 candidates for the combined degree of Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Medicine, and 12 candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Master of Science. Will the candidates please rise and be recognized? Will the candidates please be seated?
For the School of Dental Medicine, Nadim Karimbox.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, and trustees of Tufts University, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Dental Medicine, I have the honor to present to you 233 candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Dental Medicine and 17 candidates for the degree of Master of Science. Will the candidates please rise and be recognized? Will the candidates please be seated?
For the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy, Dean ad interim Kelly Sims Gallagher.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, and trustees of Tufts University, on behalf of the faculty of the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy, I have the honor to present to you the 299 candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the several degrees. 13 candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, 33 candidates for the degree of Master of Arts, 145 candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Law and Diplomacy, 6 candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Transatlantic Affairs, 2 candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Humanitarian Assistance, 11 candidates for the degree of Master in Global Affairs, 56 candidates for the degree of Master of Global Business Administration, 22 candidates for the degree of Master of International Business, 5 candidates for the degree of Master of Laws in International Law, and 6 candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Cybersecurity and Public Policy. Will the candidates please stand and be recognized? Will the candidates please be seated?
For the Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine, Dean Alistair Cribb.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, and trustees of Tufts University, on behalf of the faculty of the Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine, I have the honor to present to you the 139 candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the several degrees. 1 candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, 91 candidates for the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, 4 candidates for the combined degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine and Master of Science, 3 candidates for the combined degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine and Master of Public Health, and 40 candidates for the degree of Master of Science. Will the candidates please rise and be recognized? Will the candidates please be seated?
For the Gerald J. and Dorothy L. Friedman School of Nutrition, Science and Policy, Dean Christina Economos.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, and trustees of Tufts University, on behalf of the faculty at the Gerald J. and Dorothy R. Friedman School of Nutrition, Science and Policy, I have the honor to present to you the 92 candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the several degrees, including 12 candidates who fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, 68 candidates for the degree of Master of Science, 1 candidate for the degree of Master of Arts in Humanitarian Assistance, 11 candidates for the degree of Master of Nutrition in Science and Policy. Will the candidates please rise and be recognized? Will the candidates please be seated?
Last, will all candidates who are graduating with a dual degree please rise now and be recognized? Will the candidates please be seated?
It is the unanimous will of the trustees that the degrees in course be conferred and that the qualified candidates be given a diploma signifying that degree and assuring the candidate all the dignities, rights, privileges, and immunities pertaining thereto. So what all that means is, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Let me be the first to officially congratulate you as graduates of the class of 2024. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it's a pleasure for us to share this milestone with each of you. We especially hope that you thoroughly enjoy all the trappings of a traditional commencement this weekend. Because for many of you, your high school graduation was anything but traditional. If you were in the class of 2020, you might have had one of those unusual graduations if you had one at all. That graduation may have been conducted while sitting in a car with your COVID pod that included your parents and your kid brother or sister. Or it might have been a commencement parade around the town where the principal and teachers drove by on a float and you waved to them from the sidewalk. Or you had a virtual graduation on Zoom where the only technology that seemed to work was the mute button. We've come a long way since then, and we acknowledge the world is in a different place even since 2020. But it's important to celebrate the big achievements in your lives with family and friends, and it's great to have a more traditional ceremonial event like this one. You've all earned it. Let me acknowledge and congratulate all of our honorary degree recipients. Each of you has made a difference in our world, and you honor us with your presence today. I'd like to thank our speaker, Fiona Hill, for her remarks and her perspective on our place in a global society. I also want to recognize the Tufts faculty for teaching you and inspiring you along this step in your academic journey, and a special thanks to Dean Jim Glazer. Good luck, Jim. The board will miss your steady hand on the tiller of the biggest school at Tufts. There's another group I'd like to acknowledge, and that would be our alumni. And graduates, our alumni have contributed greatly to your education. And today you join their numbers, over 133 strong, living in 158 different countries around the world. In fact, I'd like all of our alumni who are here today to stand with me, and I'd like our graduates, who are our newly minted alumni, to stand with us as well. Will the alumni please be seated? As new graduates, you've joined a wonderful extended family with a long-standing tradition of jumbo pride and loyalty. Tufts is the great institution it is today because of the countless alumni and friends who gave back generously to the university, either through their time, their talent, or their resources. Alumni contribute to the strength of this institution every day. They return the goodwill of the alumni who came before them so that future generations of Tufts students like you could enjoy the best Tufts experience possible. So today, I'm asking all of you graduates for something. Just as we hope and expect to see you as active citizens, we'd love to see you as active alumni as well. As you leave the Hill today, I encourage you to find your own special way to get involved and to continue the tradition of strengthening Tufts for the students who will follow you. From personal experience, I can tell you it's a great feeling to know that you're influencing the education of those who will follow in your footsteps at Tufts. But for the moment, Graduates, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed today's events with your family and friends. Please accept both my congratulations and best wishes for good luck and continued success in the years ahead.
Thank you, Peter Dolan. This is truly an outstanding moment for all of us. This is my first graduation as well. I would like to acknowledge the sea of white ponchos. You have sacrificed so much for the people you have come to support today, including staying dry on this morning. So graduates, I know you're alumni now, but I still feel I can order you around a little bit. I would like you to stand, as I said at the baccalaureate yesterday, I'd like you to stand and thank your family and friends and your faculty who have gathered here to support you today. Sadly for me, it's time to say goodbye and good luck. As I said yesterday at the baccalaureate, you will make the world a better place, and you'll shine your light brightly so that we can see it from the hill. You got this. Congratulations, class of 2024.
As in the past, we will celebrate the commencement ceremonies in two phases. Phase 2 ceremonies will begin at 11:30. Please refer to your programs for the various locations and times. In a moment, the platform party will recess. The platform party will be followed by the faculty and students. The audience is asked to remain in your rows until all of the graduates and faculty have recessed. Now, please stand for the benediction, which will be given by Humanist Chaplain Anthony Cruz Pantojas. Following the benediction, please remain standing for the recessional.
Graduate class of 2024, today marks a momentous occasion in your life's trajectory to reflect, to celebrate, and integrate what you have learned and experienced. Through your studies, you have enriched your becoming, honed your critical and creative capacities to confront society's wicked problems with care, tenacity, and responsibility. Your becoming continues beyond the academic green. Just as seeds are sown and nurtured in the fertile soil of possibilities, may the fruit of your effort enable you to craft a life and a world that deeply resonates with you. May you continue to forge ahead with purpose and resolve, knowing that each step contributes to the rich tapestry of relationship and experiences that define your existence, and at the same time, remain open to others and the world. May it be, que así sea, Ashe.
The Assembly will please remain standing and join in for two stanzas of the Alma Mater sung by the Tufts University Amalgamates, Beelzebubs, Enchanted, Jacks and Jills, the Ladies of Essence, Share Appeal, and SQ. The finale will follow immediately with the campus a cappella group singing Toftonia's Day.
We come beside thy knee, dear alma mater, earth's book of mystery, dear alma mater. We tread the storied path, dear alma mater, over plains of burning grass, dear alma mater, with thee. Speed on thy sunlit way, dear alma mater. We vow new faith today, dear alma mater. May glory light thy way, dear alma mater. All thy children sing thy fame, dear alma mater, forever.
All right, another one. One more. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
T-U-F-T-S, T-U-F-T-S, hurrah, hurrah, for the dear old brown and blue. Steady and true, rush along, brown and blue. Raise a mighty score today. Fearless, tear down the field and never yield. Brown and blue for, brown and blue for A. Hammer them hard, boys, and break through their guard. That is old Toftonia's way. Glorious banner once again, we'll wave o'er Toftonia's day. T-U-F-T-S, T-U-F-T-S, hurrah, hurrah, for the dear old brown and blue. He'll butt it up, 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 butt it up, up, butt it up, up, butt it up, 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 butt it up, 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 butt it up, 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 up. In the fight we'll raise the standard of dear old Tufts to glory. Put it up, 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 put it up, up, put it up, it's bound to soar. One goal more, nothing can stop us, it's Toftonia's day. Fight!
Those members of the audience who will be leaving to attend other ceremonies should do so after the faculty and students have recessed. The ceremony for the School of Engineering will convene at this location shortly. Thank you.